Hi, this is Katie Taylor, and I am presenting my final reflection on the semester. The first artifact I'd like to share was one of the first readings that was in week 1, and it was the power of positive relationships. And I read through this, and it actually really, connected with me. It resonated with me. I guess it connected with me because I'm all about relationships and forming relationships, and I know with my students, I really, really strive to keep, positive communication and make sure that they feel comfortable talking to me. And this article had a couple different tips on here on how to have those positive relationships in your classroom. So something I know in what I did. I mean, this is only my 3rd year teaching, so I'm no expert, but I like that. The fewer rules, the better in the classroom. In my room, I only have 2 rules, and then I have 3 expectations. So, 2 different things. But I keep consistent with my rules, and I keep consistent with my expectations in the classroom. I also like down here, the second point, embrace their individuality. Honestly, I figure if you can't beat them, join them. Everyone's got a quirky personality, myself included. So it's important to embrace all the different personalities within the room. The third point, create a community within the classroom. I like when the students get to know each other. We have a morning meeting every morning, and we have to go around and you say hi to someone that you haven't said hi to the last couple of days, or so on and so forth. That was interesting. We were a couple weeks into my school year this year, and again during morning meeting, I went around the circle and I said, okay, you have to say good morning to the person to your left, but you have to say their first and last name. And out of my 27 students, I would say maybe 12 of them knew the person next to them's last name. And to me, that was an eye-opener. I'm like, oh, goodness, okay. We got to get to know each other a little bit better. Also, I like this point here about the nonverbal communication. They know when I've had a bad day. They know when I've had a long weekend. Just even by the look on my face or the way that I speak with them, or the looks I'm giving them, or my posture, it speaks volumes. And the last point, treat all students with dignity and respect at all times. They pick up on things so quickly, and they make judgments, whether or not they realize they're making judgments, but they feel the way they feel about you so quickly within getting to know you. Something that really, again, resonated with me in my classroom, during my first year of teaching, I was, really trying to be like a stickler and make sure that the kids were, really doing what I wanted them to do the first week or so. And I remember one of the little girls, she said, oh, today was a good day, you didn't have to yell. And I was like, oh my goodness. So, like I said, that was 3 years ago, and I'll never forget that, because that's not what I want my students to think of me. I don't want them to think of me as just because I am strict that I'm yelling, or that we're going to have a good day because Miss Taylor didn't yell at us. No. So I quickly changed my attitude from that experience. Another something that I responded to something wasn't necessarily a reading, but it was the interview with Donald Graves, and I'll just play a little clip and maybe you can remember. Typical. I thought that this video was super cute. Like I said, it got a response out of me because Mr. Graves, or Dr. Graves, he was right. He said, to build a teacher, you're the teacher, you're building the community, you're the person in charge of building community. And when he's specifically about Writer's Workshop, is that you write, and you're demonstrating writing to the students all times. You have to do what you expect them to be able to do, which again, that stuck with me. I'm going to move on now, and I'm going to show you 2 really important pieces from my multi-genre project. The first one here is the St. Bonaventure visit, and this one stuck out with me because it was a memory about a friend of mine that has recently passed. And I made this project for my sister, and one thing we really had in common, we had a lot of mutual friends, and So this project, like I said, is for her, but I think that this piece, this, remembering the night that he came to visit us, it's very, very special. And a lot of emotions came out. I was surprised by how emotional I could get through my writing. And, without knowing it, the memories just came like flooding and flooding back. And it's special because this is a special bond I have with my sister, but it was also special because this was a really special person to me and a special memory to me. Another piece from my multi-genre project that I really, I'm proud of is this Out on the Diamond, because again, the project was for my sister, and it just, it was important for me to include this because we have such a strong connection through the sport. And I think another reason why I like this piece so much is because it's not just for my sister, and it's not just, for the multi-genre project you had to pick your audience, but this one's also, in my audience, it applies to my father because, he was involved in, teaching us the love of the game and whatnot. So this one's special to me as well. The last piece that I think was another aha moment here was the, kind of in the beginning, just the one-pager, the writing workshop. The aha moments, but kind of like a duh moment. The whole thing I was writing about here was just the importance of conferring with your students. And even one quote that I have in here that I still like, it makes me laugh, but right here, the way I think of that idea is imagine you're telling a story to someone, and at the end of the story, they don't say anything back. That's awkward. I feel like that's how a lot of students must feel. They crave feedback, and they crave attention, and they want to know what you have to say. So this one-pager, like I said, it's an aha, but it's also kind of like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So yeah. When I was going through, this one stood out to me, and it has continued. That I keep that in the back of my mind as I'm doing my reader's workshop. Okay, so those are my 5 final reflection pieces. I hope you enjoy, and I'm sorry I went over the time limit a little bit, but hopefully I got all my information in there. Okay, thank you. It's been a wonderful semester. Bye.